assalamu alaikum, and my apologies for the delay, but it's a great honour to be here with Prime Minister Gilani. I always said, vote blue, go green, and now you can see I meant it in more than one sense. A great pleasure to be here with Prime Minister Gilani, and a great pleasure to follow Saida Varsi. I'll never forget when Saida took me to a Muslim centre in Bradford, and we were having discussions with many of the people there, and she was speaking part in English, part in Urdu, translating back to me, explaining what was happening. I thought this is an extraordinary political talent, and I'm proud that I'm the first British Prime Minister to have a Muslim woman as a full member of the cabinet. I hope you can tell this is a serious gathering. We've got about half the Pakistani cabinet here, about half the British cabinet. We've got Ikram Butt, the first British Asian to represent us in rugby. We've got Adam Khan from Formula One, Jahangir Khan, the iconic squash player. We've even got the Tottenham doctor who saved the life of Fabrice Muamba, Shabdaz Mola. So a very warm welcome to all our spectators. I wanted to be here is I'm passionate about this relationship between Britain and Pakistan, and also about the role that British Pakistanis play in our country. I think it really matters, and it matters to me for three vital reasons. The first is the common interests that the United Kingdom and Pakistan have. We both want to see our economies grow. We both want to see trade relations between our economies grow. We want to see investment both ways, Britain into Pakistan, Pakistan into Britain. And we have to help us to do that. Some extraordinary British Asian businessmen and women who've established fantastic businesses here, who can help deepen and thicken the economic relationship of our country. We're also passionate about tackling poverty. We have now in Pakistan one of the biggest aid programs that Britain has anywhere in the world. And of course, we're passionate at working together at tackling the terrorism and the extremism that blights our world. And let me say this, and how important it is for everyone in this country to remember, that Pakistan suffers from terrorism more than any other country in the world. And I say again, your enemies are our enemies. We are in this together. The second reason I'm so passionate about this is that there are 1.4 million people of Pakistani origin living here in the United Kingdom. And for too long we haven't done enough to integrate people into our country and to have really superb role models at every part of our life for people to aspire to. And I'm really committed to the work that we have done and will continue to do to make sure that in politics that we have great role models like Saida Varsi, like Tariq Ahmed, like Saj Karim, who represents us in the European Parliament, like Raymond Chisti, newly elected at the last election, like Sajid Javid, Member of Parliament for Bromsgrove. I'm proud of the fact that you can now see in the Conservative Party, and yes, in other parties too, prominent British Pakistanis who are standing up for everyone in this country, role models to young people who see they can get to the very top of British political life. And we need that as well in our armed forces. We need it in our judiciary. We need it in every walk of life. But the third reason I feel so strongly about this is actually the most important of all. And it comes really from an experience I had when I was first became leader of the opposition. I wanted to see it firsthand, more of what British Pakistani families experienced in their daily lives. And I went to stay with a family in Birmingham for a couple of nights, and I took their children to school, sat round the kitchen table and just chatted about what being in Britain and what being British meant to them. And I'll never forget what they said to me. They said when they arrived in Britain, they wanted to come here because of the values that they believed we shared. A belief in family, a belief that you put something back into your community, a belief in enterprise, business and self-reliance, a belief that you should try to make the most of the talents that you have been given.